Flowers die in 3 days. Matching underwear from MeUndies? That's a gift that lasts. MeUndies creates matching prints for couples and friends, same adorable designs in different cuts for each of you. All made from their signature ultra-modal fabric that feels impossibly soft. With 30 million pairs sold and 90,000 5-star reviews, MeUndies matching prints are the perfect gift. Valentine's Day is February 14th, so don't wait. Get exclusive deals up to 50% off at MeUndies.com/comfort, code COMFORT. That's MeUndies.com/comfort, code COMFORT.
When was the last time you felt in control of your business finances? Expenses tracked, invoices sent, taxes ready. That's where Found comes in. Found brings your banking, bookkeeping, invoicing, and taxes together in one simple app. Manage expenses, invoice clients, send payments, and prep for tax time right where you bank. Join the hundreds of thousands who have already streamlined their finances with Found. Open a Found account for free at Found.com. That's FOUND.com. Found is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services provided by Lead Bank, member FDIC.
This podcast contains strong language and discussions about relationships, sex, and love. It may not be suitable for younger listeners. This is the Can't Keep My Mouth Shut podcast, and I am Nixalina. It's Nixalina, and I'm very excited with this episode because it's my favourite topic and I like to revisit every now and again. And I don't think I've done this particular angle. So it is called Narcissists versus Sociopaths. Know the difference. Correct. Today we are entering the danger zone. Narcissists and sociopaths. These are two types of men and women who will make you question your fucking sanity, your intuition, and the general meaning of life. But they are not, my friends, the same. Cluster B disorders, which these two are, so they're part of the cluster B personality disorders, and there's cluster A and there's cluster C as well. These disorders are marked by inappropriate, volatile emotionality and often unpredictable behaviour. So there's 4 different disorders in cluster B, okay? You have antisocial personality disorder, which is your sociopath, borderline personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder, and narcissistic personality disorder. Okay? Cluster B personality disorders, the 4 of them, are a result of a complex interaction between both genetics, born, and environment, made. Because it's always a nature or nurture. Were you born that way? Or was your childhood and the parents and your guardians, did they make you that way? Were you nurtured into this disorder, right? So sometimes, yeah, I mean, if it's nature, if you're genetically born, that's fucked, right? Unfortunately, it's also not fair. Like, it's just how you are. But with cluster B's, the tricky part is it is an interaction of both. So neither factor alone, neither born nor made, is considered the sole cause, right? So the saying, how do we put this? The saying, genetics loads the gun, environment pulls the trigger, is often used to describe this kind of dynamic of person. Why am I always harping on about cluster Bs? Because these are the dangerous types that we always end up dating. I have suffered at the hands of narcissists. And if I'm not wrong, and I don't think I am, I graduated to fucking sociopaths. It was like the universe went, all right, I see ya. You've worked out narcissism. You've worked out you dated one, then you dated the other one. All right, okay, cool. What, you think you're done? Gonna drop in some sociopaths. And you're like, really? Haven't I learned enough lessons, universe? Like, can't you leave a woman be at this point? And annoyingly, no. Because the people that end up constantly falling. And you will fall for narcissists back to back. You will fall for sociopaths back to back. If you think, I had one narcissist and I'm free of it, because of the personality that you are, for instance, take myself, I'm highly empathetic, I'm highly sensitive, I'm highly intuitive, very emotional, too emotional, in fact, very intense, very open, very honest, very nurturing, people pleaser to my detriment. This is fuel for these types of predators. And narcissists and sociopaths are predators. I will not hear anything of it. That is fact. They're fucking predators. And the personality that you are and you've become through your own childhood experiences is fuel for them. So it makes sense. In the last decade of my life, I've had fucking back-to-back narcissistic cunts and sociopathic evil pricks. Okay? If you know me and you know the people I've dated, I'll let you decide which one is which. Okay? And of course, every one of them blames me. Every fucking narcissist makes sure their victim is the one who has the problem. Oh, their victim is the one who was abusive. No, it was reactional abuse because we put up with your shit for so long that you fucking destroyed us into reacting back. Okay? And of course, with every sociopath, you're the one that ruined their life. Not the other way round. Oh no, the victim is them. Even though they did it all, even though they said it all, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, no, but you're the problem. So, let's move on and break this down. So you guys and myself never confuse a garden variety narcissist with someone, aka the sociopath, who is straight up fucking soulless. Point 1. Here's some quick definitions, okay? The simple version. Narcissist, NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, is thus the man who needs attention, admiration, and validation like oxygen. He's self-absorbed, fragile under the surface, image-focused, and can't handle criticism. The sociopath, ASPD, antisocial personality disorder, he's the man with no conscience. No empathy, no remorse. He knows exactly what he's doing and he simply does not care. Both of the above are very dangerous fuckers when you're dating, but for very different reasons. So we'll move on to discuss each one in more detail. So point 2, we'll go to the narcissist. We'll call him the performer. Dating a narcissist feels like dating a spotlight, right? With legs. I don't know where I got that analogy from, but let's go with it, shall we? So the traits of a narcissist is fucking obvious. They're charming, they're charismatic, they're seductive, they're often fucking attractive as well. They are like a rotted soul in a pretty package. Which is what one of my girlfriends said about my recent past exes. She said he's a very pretty package, but rotted to the core. I thought, you're not wrong. They need praise constantly. So there is constantly a backlog of usually women, like feeding their ego. They're competitive and they're ego-driven. They are easily offended. Even if they don't ever show anger or they control that part of them, they're offended deep down and they will fuck you up in their sinister ways. You just won't know about it so overtly. They use people for attention and validation. Yeah, you are not a person that they love. You are a person that they use. They see as use. They love bomb hard. So at the beginning, you will be their everything. They will love you within weeks of knowing you. Fuck, they might even leave their current partner for you within weeks of knowing you. They move on from person to person like everyone is fucking disposable. And sadly, that will include you in time. They have empathy, and they do have empathy, but only when it benefits them, right? It's surface level empathy, and they can emulate empathy. They know when they need to cry. They know when you're crying, they should cry. They know when you're shouting, they should be mad. They have it, but it's so surface level. And they can play the victim, beautifully. The narcissist, I'd say, isn't evil, right? They're just empty. And you become the mirror that they use to feel whole. So how does a narcissist hurt you in a relationship? Well, there's hot and cold cycles, there's emotional manipulation, there's gaslighting, there's minimalising your feelings, there's blame shifting, there's making you feel not enough unless you're feeding their ego. To put it lightly, simply, a narcissist doesn't want a partner. He wants an audience. He wants someone, a person, a lot of people, different people to validate his ego so he feels good. There you go. What a shit, Point 3, the sociopath. So let's move on to the sociopath, which we can also call, I guess, the operator. So a sociopath, ladies and gentlemen, is a whole different species. So their traits, right, they have no guilt. They have no guilt, and they have no empathy, and they have no internal moral compass. They will fuck you over and not blink an eyelid. They will be able to cheat on you on repeat and give no fucks. They may emulate some care because they've seen that they probably should, but that's probably just to get what they want. They lie effortlessly. They use people strategically. They have charm, for sure, but it feels calculated. They never panic. They never feel shame. They enjoy controlling people, controlling the situation. They have a predatory calmness, which is fucking terrifying. Like, they don't lose their temper. It's all sucked in and it's scary. Because they can also mimic emotions, but they don't feel them. So it's very hard at the beginning, especially if you think you see said emotion. Like, oh, but he said this and he did this. No, it's mimicked. A sociopath doesn't just hurt you by accident. He plans it. He benefits from it. And he's completely unfazed. So here's how a sociopath would hurt you. With deliberate manipulation, exploitation, financial, emotional or sexual use, cheating without remorse, discarding you without blinking or thinking twice, creating chaos for his own entertainment, which includes breaking your heart for fun, and mirroring your desires to first gain your trust. So with this one, you're not dealing with wounds, you're dealing with someone who genuinely sees you as a tool. That's terrifying, right? Point 4, let's look at the biggest differences in dating terms, okay? So I'm going to list off 6 tips, which we will look into how one versus the other has. So you'll see as we go, right? Biggest differences. Tip 1, intent. The narcissist hurts you to protect their fragile ego. The sociopath hurts you because it gets them something. Or they just simply, it doesn't matter. Tip 2, empathy. Narcissist has shallow empathy. They understand your pain, but will always prioritize themselves. Sociopath, no empathy. Your pain is irrelevant. Tip 3, love bombing. With a narcissist, yes, to secure admiration. With a sociopath, yes, but it's more calculated. It feels too perfect, almost like an eerie layer to it. Tip 4, presence of shame. Narcissist, yes, has deep shame, but it's hidden. They bury it. Sociopath, no shame at all. None. Tip 5, chaos. Narcissists, yes, chaos follows their ego. Like, you will just feel it. It's always drama and chaos around this person. A sociopath, yes, but chaos is strategic. Often for fun, for entertainment to themselves. And tip 6, emotional outbursts. Narcissists, yes, lots. Anger, defensiveness, and shutdowns. Sociopath, no, it's rare. They are unsettlingly calm. Interesting, huh? I mean, that's a very quick overbrief, but I hope it helps to differentiate in your mind. Moving on to point 5, how each one makes you feel. So dating a narcissist feels like an emotional roller coaster, walking on eggshells, never doing enough. You are never enough for a fucking narcissist. Constantly being drained, constantly being confused, but you're trauma bonded and you're addicted. And the highs feel so high and the lows feel so fucking low. And some days you feel like they adore you and they're your person, and the next day you feel like they hate you and it's just crazy making. It makes you fucking mental. Dating a sociopath feels like you're being studied. You're being manipulated. Like something is off, but you can't explain it. Lacking emotional safety across the board, and as well being isolated, controlled, and used. You are used. You are not a person to a sociopath. You are a product of whatever they need from you at the time. I guess, yeah, if I'm summing that up, I'd say narcissists damage your mental health and your self-esteem, whereas a sociopath damages your entire reality. Terrifying, I know. So let's spot them. Let's move on to point 6, the red flags for each. This is important. We need to know how to spot these motherfuckers, so we're not going to date them if we can avoid them. Narcissistic red flags. Let's go. Brags constantly. Thinks they're superior. Can't handle criticism. Fast intimacy. Needs praise. Plays the victim. Has a history of crazy exes. And a bucket load of superficial charm. Sociopathic red flags are flat emotional responses, inconsistent backstory, lies without reason, manipulates subtly, charm that feels rehearsed, no long-term friendships, uses people strategically, has a complete lack of guilt or remorse, very calm, too calm during chaos, and you have a gut-level unease about them. If you feel charmed but unsafe, that's not chemistry, that's manipulation. So point 7, who is worse to date? Good question, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, I'd say the narcissist will ruin your confidence, your mental health. The sociopath will ruin your fucking life. That's it, really. And the biggest difference as we're comparing the two, I'd say a narcissist may eventually want love. They just don't know how to do it healthily and never will. Whereas a sociopath will only ever want control. Never connection. It's not in them. There's nothing. They're soulless. Black eyes, soulless. So point 8, finally, how to get out safely if you are leaving one of these types. What you must do is block without explanation, don't try to get closure, lean on your support system and basically just expect backlash and guilt trips. It's going to happen. This one, you don't need a closure conversation with a narcissist. You're never going to get it. And if they're kind of like a narcissistic profile where they lean towards the angry type, you're gonna have quite turbulent rows. It's terrifying. They might because you're leaving them, they're heading into a narcissistic sort of breakdown. Their fragile cover is gone. Their fragility underneath has come to the surface, and they feel like they're losing their property, which is you. And they don't like the idea of you going to someone else maybe finding someone better than them. So there's a lot of arguments. It's fiery and it's hard. They will turn up at your place of work. They will turn up outside your house, like begging you to take them back. They will play on every possible advantage they have of things that they know about you, things that affect you, things that hurt you. It's brutal. But then so is leaving a sociopath. So leaving a sociopath, I'd say cut contact quietly, right? Don't confront. Don't reveal your plan. Protect quietly. Finances, passwords, locations. Involve trusted people, basically, if you feel unsafe. And this sounds pretty dark and dramatic, but it is. This is not the breakup where you send a fucking paragraph. This is the breakup where you disappear. And in fact, to be honest, do that for both of them. But the sociopath is fucking terrifying. They're the ones that will stalk outside your house and try and unalive you, I guess we could say. That's it. You have to really get your ducks in a row without them realizing. Which is sad because then it means you have to try and put on a brave face while you're fucking terrified. But it's the best and easiest way for you to relinquish their hold over you as quick as possible. And as always rely on support from people around you. And if you don't have that, then there's always helplines you can speak to someone if you feel like you're in danger. So, to close this episode, narcissists and sociopaths both wear charm like fucking cologne. But the motivation underneath is the difference between emotional damage and full-blown psychological warfare. Know the signs, trust the gut feeling, and never let charisma blind you to danger. I hope I've helped. It's a heavy fucking topic, and it's one we all unknowingly deal with, in our lives. You will encounter these types. There's no way you can go for life without it, honestly. I know I'm focused on dating, but you may have some in the workplace, and I hope this also helps that. We don't have to just keep it into the home and Eros connections. It can move to colleagues, friends, family members. If you need further help, I'm always here. My DMs and my door is always open to all of you. So please message me and reach out if you want any more advice. Head over to Instagram, hit me up at Nixalina, Nixalina. And without further ado, I shall end this episode because I'm exhausted, and it is exhausting, and it's exhausting living through it, healing from it, and now talking about it. But it's very important that we do. With that, I will see you all next week, hopefully with a happier episode topic. Thanks as always for tuning in. And I look forward to more Can't Keep My Mouth Shut episodes. Love you all lots. Bye. Thanks for listening to the Can't Keep My Mouth Shut podcast. Produced and hosted by me, Nixalina, and recorded in the Splice Cast Studios in Singapore. I'm available to listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, and all major podcast listening apps. Do subscribe to enjoy a new episode every Monday evening. Please do give me a 5-star review. It helps other people also find my podcast. For more content and features to read, you can check out my website, Nixalina.com. That's Nixalina.com. I'm also on social media. Simply search at Nixalina, Nixalina, to find me. Don't be shy. Come say hi.